TFG's been doing e-commerce since about 2013, but it really kicked off during COVID. At that point, they were running 15 separate websites. With stores being locked down, there was this great urgency to get stock out of stores and online. In that year, they grew about 147% and operationally really started thinking about Omni. So we joined a year later in 2021 with a pretty wide open brief, which is how do we stabilize the operations, build the business so that it's future fit, and ultimately get this thing profitable. We started the relationship with Stitch with a challenge, which is we have existing partners. We'd love to work with you, but the starting point is that you need to beat those partners.
As soon as you change your partner, and particularly in payments, which is such a critical moment in terms of the customer journey, there's always a risk. And so we felt at the time there was a risk worth taking with the Stitch team that we wanted to give it a go.
Stitch took that on, achieved that goal, and we've kind of grown the relationship from strength to strength.
Our relationship with Bash has been growing for quite some time now. We've been working with them for a few years. I think what's nice has been they've always had an appetite to do more with us. And we started working with them on Pay by Bank. That started to go well. We started working with them on card. We started working with them on in-person. I think we're super excited to keep ideating with them and keep working on where they want to take their business.
Bash has grown materially. We're compounding at like 40 to 50% year over year. But importantly, we're growing profits even faster. As of today, we are the leading e-commerce app in our category.
I think if you look at Bash and Stitch, it's probably like a dream partnership for us. And I think that's founded in so many similarities that they exist between the two businesses.
Payments is largely around accessibility. So the more ways to pay, the more different segments of customers are able to shop you. Our payments ecosystem is really interesting because in our store environment, it's all in-person payments, paying with cash, paying with card, and online, it's typical gateway type of methods, so EFT, credit card, etc. And what we're doing alongside Stitch is really building an orchestration model that allows both sets of payments to be used in both environments.
So rather than just being a single PSP integrated retail and omnichannel provider, we started thinking about payments as much more of an experience. And we started thinking about orchestrating payments across a variety of factors, across success rates, across commercials, across customer experiences and journeys. You can't separate the payment experience from your retail experience. I guess the challenge we've got now is to really blend them. So similar to what we've done from an online and offline retail perspective, the opportunity is for us to do the same in the digital financial services space.
I think Fintech sits like very squarely in the middle of bridging these two worlds. I think obviously businesses like Bash and TFG, they own the customer and they understand who the customer is in person, they understand who they are online. And if we can sort of just be the bridge in between those two things and allow Bash and TFG to seamlessly identify that customer, that transaction, regardless of where it happens, I think it enables a powerful experience.
One of the interesting things that we've seen in the market is just how dynamic the consumer is in South Africa. There's constantly a movement towards less friction, easier access, and a generally good experience. We've seen that, for instance, with the uptake of Apple Pay. We have seen that Apple Pay, not only is your first level metrics so much higher, conversion rate, etc., but you also see that users are starting to shop more.
The best payments experience is one that you don't think about. And I think delivering digital wallets for Bash and having it in the hands of customers, having it in my own hands, is super powerful. So for us, it was really, how do we not only build like a really high-performing payment method product, but also thinking carefully about the integration. And some of the innovation around that was the introduction of the Stitch Wallet SDKs.
We reduced the time through paying with card by about 10x. We went from around a minute to 5 seconds. And overnight improved conversion rates by 35–40% versus card.
I was pleasantly surprised. And also just the the pace of how quickly people adopted it. But within a week, over 50% of transactions were happening on digital wallets versus card.
E-commerce players have gotten used to a certain level of benchmark for what conversion looks like for payments and card. And with Apple Pay, that has just literally broken those boundaries, where conversion rates compared to the benchmark card rate in the market has increased by 40%.
But like at the end of the day, it's very simple, right? If you just like convert 1% more, you're making 1% more revenue. And that's just like the coolest thing to drive like as the bottom line for a lot of businesses.
What the world's best omni-channel players have shown is it's not about killing stores, it's about making them better. If you look at an organization like TFG, it employs over 30,000 people in store. Not only are you teaching people new skills, moving them on the kind of digital transformation journey, but you're also meaningfully introducing a large population of South Africans who shop in store to the benefits of what have typically been reserved for online. More choice, more ways to pay, faster delivery, etc.